In Sweden, you don't have to choose between career and your personal life. I think you can get both. And yeah, this is thankful to long vacation days, parental leave, and I think in Sweden people don't see work as a very, I don't know, like hard stuff. It's just a part of life. It's not 80% of your life, it's just a part of it. And in today's video, we're gonna just discuss how it feels different to work in Sweden. And yeah, my name is Ksenia and I'm living in Sweden for 3 years, for full 3 years. It's my 4th year here. I came here because of work and I know a lot of people who work in here as well. Adults, so weird. So yeah, and in this video, it's kind of like gathering experience from different companies and different people, and yeah, but probably mostly we'll be talking about IT sphere because this is where I'm working and where I have like a lot of colleagues and people who work in different companies like Volvo or Ericsson and any other like startups also. So first of all, in Sweden we have unions and the possibility to have collective agreement. And I really like this story, how it's important, because when I'm going to the city center I usually see the big logo that Tesla wants to be in union, and this is mostly because they don't have regulated working schedule and employees don't have rights and they don't have any ability to, I don't know, to have like their opinion being heard in company, I suppose. So that's why they really want to be a part of union and to have collective agreement. And if you are new to Sweden, then we have a union here like collective agreements. We have a kassa, this is some kind of an insurance in case you're losing your job, and if you have a kassa you can get some money. I think it's 80% of your salary or something if you don't have work or you lose job, I think. And yeah, so as I understand it, unions help you with like law and everything if company has layoffs, so union helps to manage and organize everything so you will be not just kicked out from the company. So I think this is quite important and it feels very different for people of different generation. I think like younger people now, they don't want to be a part of union, but I'm not sure, and if you know more please let me know in the comments, because it feels like people don't see the point to pay this like monthly fee to be as part of the union. But I think as for expat it's quite convenient to know that they might be helpful and they're doing stuff like for our working environment as well. And yeah, thinking about working environment, for instance, it's here is like in every other country, I suppose it's 40 hours a week of work, but now I think collective agreement should be reviewed, and like this year I mean, and they want to have less hours per week. It's about 37 hours, and in our company we already have 7.5 hours instead of 8. Then Sweden well known for parental leave, and here you can have 480 days of parental leave and 390 I suppose is paid, and you can get 80% of your salary, but it's also not like all 80% of your salary. This money comes from social security or something, or some insurance like general insurance or whatever. and they will not pay you more than 25,000, I suppose. And when you get this 25,000, you will also be taxed. So in case 80% of your salary is higher than this 25 or 20-ish thousand kronas, then you losing money. You can get like 60% of your salary or less or more, a little bit. But yeah, and that's why people tend to have something in their collective agreement about parental leave. And as far as I know, companies can have like 90% of the salary, so you will get money from the social and then you'll get money from the company. And this is limited period of getting 90% of your salary. I'm pretty sure it's about 3 months if you're working for less than 3 years in the company, and then you getting paid this 90% of your salary for 6 months if you like stay longer than 3 years in the company. And sometimes people have more money if they take in this 180 days like in one chunk, so they don't make this parental leave longer, because as I understand, it's very complicated stuff with this parental leave, because you can choose which days you want to be paid. And as I understood, like you can take not 100% of your parental leave, but taking like 4 days out of 7 be paid, and then you kind of like not getting paid for other 3 days. But I'm not sure, I don't have kids. And yeah, so in case you're gonna have like all the 7 days paid with this money, then company can give you more money because they want you to be back on track sooner, for sure, like your employee. And yeah, so it's pretty interesting. Then these days can be also some of these days can be taken only if your child is less than 15 months, I think, or 12 months. And then some days can be taken for, I don't know, if your children up to 12 or 8 years old. And you can also have a part-time, so you can ask to work less than 100% of their working time. You can take up to 40, so you can take 70% of work, or 80 or 60 or 40. And yeah, with decreasing salary, but you have your time with your kids. And when you have a child, as I understood, you get 2 weeks for free, kinda, if you're not pregnant, if you wasn't the person who was pregnant or something similar. Probably if you were pregnant, then you will have your parental leave. And if you're a partner of a pregnant person, then you just going to have this 10 days of being together, this first 10 days, yes, and then you can get your parental leave if you want. And if I'm not mistaken, in this year we have now not 30 days of parental shared leave, but 60 days. It's fine. I think it's very cool, like parents can have like spare time together with themselves and kids as well. So I told you that it's 390 days of paid parental leave, but the other, like the rest part of it, it's paid, but I think it's a fixed price you paid. It's about 150 kronas or something, so it's not a lot of money. And yeah, and as I understood, people taking it when kids are about like 8-7 years old, just to have more vacation days, or yeah, if you go somewhere with your children, basically. Then if we're talking about vacation, it's a minimum of 25 days. And yeah, I came from Russia, so it surprised me because in Russia we count like 25 days, but you include Saturday and Sunday, so you'll get like less weeks than here if you have 25 days, because here you count only working days. And yeah, I think it's fair. Like, why we should count weekends? It's weekends, we're not working there. So I really like how it works here, and I think a lot of companies have 25 days, but many of them have also 30 days of vacation days. And yeah, to have vacation days you need to deserve it, so you need to work in company for a year, I suppose, to get some vacation days. But a lot of companies have advanced vacations, and this advanced vacation means that you can take 25 days of vacation in your first year. But also there is some limitations, like you will need to pay this money back in case you leave in company within 5 years. But if you work in more than 5 years, then it's fine, like no need to pay. And yeah, I also heard a lot of stories how people left company within 3 years, for instance, and they weren't asked to pay back the money for vacation days. And for sure there are some stories when you need to pay, so I think it really depends on the company, but it's probably always in the docs, like you might be asked to pay this money back. So for you to know. Then company gives you a budget for healthcare, like for health, I mean gym, any fitness application subscription, massages, and so on. And also you can do it via any application, I think, like we have Benify, and we talk about it later. But you can also just take your recipe, your digital check, and give it to just to be sure that this money you paid for gym by your own will be back to you with your next salary. And if I talked already about Benify, the Benify is a very nice system, and you can find a lot of companies and you can find promo codes for it. For instance, we have H&M or Zara or Academic Book Holland, like the bookstore, and you can have promo codes for 5 or 10%. I pretty often use promo code for pharmacy, so I think that's very nice. And I also noticed this is very weird, like if you go into the pharmacy in shopping mall or like anywhere, if you're going directly to pharmacy, it's quite expensive. But I think when you buy online, it's 10% cheaper, and this was very shocking experience for me. For me, it seems that here in Sweden, very nice pension system, because it's quite transparent. And I think we came here when I was 24 years old, and when after my 25th birthday I got a mail about, oh, now you having money on your pension, and I was like, yay, because I think from this year it started maybe the company started to pay your pension and I'm not pretty sure. But this is very interesting because a lot of IT companies, as far as I know, they're paying extra money, like you have some requirement to pay some percent of money from your salary to pension, like your employer does it. But also a lot of IT companies, they put some extra money there, so you will get higher salary when you're on pension, when you retire. And also what I like here is you can choose like I think it's 30% of your pension, and you can decide how you want to spend it. Not like really spend it, but how you want to gain money with it. For instance, you can do more aggressive way and buy some shares or ETF, any like funds with shares, or you can be more like quiet and simple way with less risk and everything. And you can choose like amount of money that go into different funds and everything. So I think it's very nice because it feels like you can manage your pension. It's not the whole money, because like it's still risk management, and still it's very nice because I was thinking like, oh, I'm investing money, but it's nice to be able to invest my pension as well. And this is interesting. I know that also big companies like Volvo or Ericsson, they have a lot of employees that come in from different countries, so I can assume that they have fast track for migration, and that basically means that employee doesn't have to wait for months to get their residential card, but they just do it fast track and have documents ready for 2 weeks. And I think this is very nice because like we also get our residence permits very fast, and this is just because the company does it and does the whole job for migration. It's so cool. And because I know people who do it by themselves, and it's like very different process, and it feels very anxious as well. And in case your company have a lot of immigrants, people coming from abroad, a lot of companies provide you Swedish courses for free for some limited time. For instance, we had 2 Swedish courses for free, and it was pretty nice. I really liked it. I think it was the base of my Swedish knowledge. I'm not really like talking fluently or have a big dictionary that I use, but I think the Swedish courses was like giving me a good base for my Swedish knowledge. Even I don't have a huge vocabulary to talk a lot, but still it was very nice, and I really appreciate that the company does it. A lot of companies here and in other countries too, like it's not only Sweden specific, they have shares, and if you're working for like many years, or if you're manager, or if you did a great job, then company can give you as a bonus or like as an increase to your salary, the shares, some percentage of the company. So you'll also have kind of constraints. For instance, a lot of companies, they don't allow to sell these shares within 1 year or half a year or something, so you will need to wait until you can sell them. I also read that you can take 1 year off from your company but still keeping your positions there to try to open a business. And I think this is a very cool opportunity if you wanted to be an entrepreneur, or if you just want to start a business. And I also heard stories that if you want to choose a different occupation, then you can go to university and you will get some amount of your salary. And I'm not sure, like you're not working, you're just full-time at university, but you getting some money, probably from union, or maybe not. I'm not really sure how it works, and if you know, please let me in comment as well. And other very nice stuff is company having quite flat hierarchy. So it means that you don't feel a big distance between you and your manager, or manager of your manager. I know for Russia, for instance, or for Asian countries, it's a big deal, because like you cannot be, I don't know, like a friend with your boss, or it just feels very different when you have very like, you know, you're not on this high level, you hear, and this gap feels very strong. So here in Sweden, a lot of my friends and we don't experience this feeling. It feels like you can just, like, you know, ask your boss, a boss of your boss, to just go and grab a beer, having some fun, and yeah, so it's not that scary. And because Sweden in Eurozone, and I think we have some restrictions or some regulations about ecology here, so it's quite often very nice when your employers go not by car or bus, but with bikes and like bicycles, electric bicycles. And I know some companies can provide you like electric bike, so they will pay for this bike from your salary before taxes, if I'm not mistaken, and it will be cheaper for you for 5-10%, but it kind of like, yeah, you just split the bill and pay not at once but per months. So it's probably cool as well. And yeah, if you like this video, I have another video about my healthy habits I got here in Sweden. So bye bye, puss puss.